I'm going to do a little video tutorial. I've done one of these before, so do take a look through YouTube, but I am going to show you again, especially for anybody that's sort of new to my channel, on how I go about recycling old bags to be able to reuse elements of the bag. So I've got this bag here. Ta-da! It was from a charity shop. It was £4, and what I was drawn to with this bag wasn't the fabric. It was the fact that it's got a lot of hardware in it. It's got these metal clasps, the ones that swivel, a circular part here, got one on both sides, we've got this slider clasp here, and then we've got a number of zips, and that's before we even get going. The thing is with these bits is that they cost such a lot of money to buy from the shop, and actually if I strip this bag down that's cost me £4 in just a little bit of time, I'm going to give the metalwork a bit of a dip in some special chemicals just to shine them up just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit, so I know they're nice and clean. What I will have is something that's worth far more than £4. So follow me on my journey. So all I've got for this is a tray to put my bits into as I go, stitch and ripper, and I've got 2 pairs of scissors just in case I need either or, and I'm going to go straight in for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these clasps off. Quite stiff, these, which will be good for security, but a little bit tough now. So there we go, we've got a strap. Straight away the strap is quite it's quite durable. It definitely can be used again. The way they're secured though on this end is they're actually sewn in, so I do need to cut it off. I'm not going to unpick it, not for that bit, but if I come to reuse it, then I am going to have to sew that in. But straight away that gives us our lobster clasp. That is about £2 to £3 for that alone, and we've got 2 of those. And then I'm going to slide this off. Just cut it, get rid of the rubbish. £1. This just needs cutting off at this end. £2 to £3. So straight away we've got those 3 pieces, and we've definitely got over £5 worth back. Got a strap that I am going to keep, and I will put it to one side, and that might well come in handy for a little project at some point. So now we've got these 2 clasps here that we need to get out. So again, just cut them. 50p minimum. And another 50p. And I do think they're going to shine up quite nicely. Okay, so now we're back down to the gubbins of the bag. So what I'm going to do next, and this bit gets hard now, okay, but it is so worth it. Ooh, empty the contents. That's a good start. Now, looking at this bag, what we've got inside is we've got a pocket in here. It's open. And this fabric. Now I have to say I do like this fabric. It's the same as the outside, but it's not been waterproofed. So I am going to be just a little bit more careful the way I cut this out, and I'm going to go right up to the edge of the zip. So this time I'm going to get my smaller scissors in. We don't need to worry about whether it's neat or not. That's for the next project to consider. I am just going to hopefully zip straight around and start cutting that away. Da, 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 da. I can either choose to unpick the little pocket that's in it, so I've just got one flat piece of fabric, or I can just leave it as is, and then when I make my next project, if it's something that needs a pocket, then I've already got it there and I don't need to make a new one. Right, they've just nipped it into the corners down here. Doesn't matter, big scissors in, they've not been tidy, I'm not going to be tidy. Just cut it to release it, and the same on this side. This is so satisfying, I can't even tell you. In, and there we go. So if I just give that a rip, that's actually a really big piece of fabric, usable piece of fabric. Has got a join down the middle, that doesn't matter. And like I say, if I want to, I can very easily, because it's quite neatly sewn, I can unpick the pocket, but that would make something really, really nice. So I'm definitely holding on to that. Okay, so the bag's looking pretty empty now. So on the inside, what have I got left? Ah, we've got one more pocket. So undo the other zip, and I'm going to repeat. On this side, I've got a pocket with a zip, so we're winning now. So I'm going to pull that out again, and then I'll get back to you. So I've removed the next pocket. Here we go. And we've just got a little bit more stripping down to do. So with this one, like I say, on the inside, we had this pocket here. Okay, and I do want to remove the zip. It's more value to me to have this lovely zip for something else than to have the pocket in this as a piece of fabric. So I'm going to try and be as careful as possible. I'm just going to pull the pocket to one side, and I'm just going to cut across to release that. There's no set way of doing this, so don't think that there's a right and a wrong, because there really isn't. You do need a bit of brute force. And don't worry about any mess you might be making. Again, really nice big size piece of fabric. That is probably a third of the size of a fat quarter, in the region of that. So quite handy. Then that's now releasing. Oh, so you didn't want to do that. Not to worry. So I'm just going to trim this so I can release that and open up the fabric into a flat. There we go. And again, I'm just going to put it to one side. Right, let me just put the bag to one side, and I'm going to show you how I'm now going to get the zip out. Okay. So, having a little assess at this point. Got some card in here. Need to be aware of that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my unpicker, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and unpick some of these threads. Maybe every third or fourth stitch for now. See how that does. And try and tear it away. Now I'm going to pull. So that is one lot gone. See, so we've got one side of the zip and it's come out beautifully. Really good condition. So that's a good outcome there. Go to the other side. And I shall probably do the top and bottom last. Get a few undone though, just to create a bit of slack. And again, fingers in, ooh, and pull. It's quite strong, this, because it has got the paper in as well. Surprising what they use in these bags. You'll have heard me say that before. The amount of paper and things that you find. So we've got one zip. The reason why I like these is that these zips are really quite chunky. Most zips that you buy from shops like Boys, they're just all plastic now, and you do have to pay quite a bit of money to get these nice pulls on them. I really like them. So that is a really good zip. Happy with that. And that will go into my little bag of goodies. And again, I'll look at this, and I know it looks like I've made a bit of a mess, but by the time I've squared it up, I've got a really good usable piece of fabric still. So this is the rest of the bag now. We've got the absolute shell of it all. Okay, on the bottom we've got these studs. Now that's going to be up to you whether you remove them or not, but just as I can say I've done a full job, I am going to. A bit like your magnetic clasp, these are really simple construction, with the little bit there that you get. Pull that out and that'll come out the bottom. So we've got a full stud, so if we want to make a good strong base again, we've got 4 of those. And they're really, really easy just to whip out. So that's gone now. So now all we've got left are these 2 long zips. Going to be brutal again now with this. I'm just going to go straight in with the scissors, and I'm just going to cut it out because the bag's going to start getting in the way now. Remember, you've got that the width of your zip, the tape, so just be mindful of that as you're cutting. You don't want to catch that, so I'm cutting that far in, about 1 inch. Right, so now that's all we've got left. It's got a cardboard base, as thin as anything, and obviously we've got this side now, PU. So if you wanted to use that for something, I don't know what, then you can cut that out. But for me, I'm going to be putting my rubbish in it and going to these 2 zips. So all I've got left to do now is to remove these 2 zips. It is a bit of a slow game now because I don't want to cause any damage. All I'm doing is I'm pulling the zip tape back to create a tiny gap here that I can start unpicking. And as I unpick, I'm just obviously going to tug that and pull it back. And I've just got to slowly work my way down. Give it a little pull as I go. The thread they've used is really quite strong here. In fact, some of it's got ripped there, so I've lost a bit of the tape. So I do need to be really mindful of that. Let's see how we're doing. The rest is all right. Had one of these before on the a handbag I recently made, and I just made like a binding to wrap around it, and I was able to save it. So don't despair if this happens to you. So it's done. I have taken the zips out. They're still a bit messy, but they're done. So let's go through together now what we've got out of our bag. We've got 2 large pieces of fabric in a lovely cotton with a really nice design that can easily become something else. We've got 1 bag strap here, shoulder strap. We've got 3 zips, all of different lengths, slightly different conditions, with that being our longest. We had 2 this length, but one of them was so badly chewed down the sides that I've actually just shortened it to give me that one. But that's fine, that's a really usable zip still. So I've got 3 zips. I've got 4 of the studs that go on the bottom of your bag, 2 of the lobster clips that swivel, 1 slider, and we've got 2 of these, all for £4. And you know, what has been ultimately about 10 minutes of fun and a little bit of battling and a very messy sofa, but on the whole I've enjoyed myself, and something nice is going to come out of this, something that I'm going to use, I don't have any doubts. Thanks for watching.